Welcome to today's Rink Report. It's being brought to you by Telhio Credit Union. Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley with you, and the Blue Jackets are going back to play hockey. Jody, the Blue Jackets taking on the Boston Bruins in the only exhibition game that they get to play before getting into the playoffs against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Sunday. You look at this game against Boston, and you've got two teams that have been playing scrimmages against one another. They get this opportunity to go head-to-head. Let's start with the Blue Jackets. What do they need to do? What kind of individual things need to be done? What kind of team things need to be done for them to really get prepared for Toronto on Sunday?
Individually, these players need to just come away from this game and feel great about their game, how they feel, how they move the puck, how they played the system. And as a team, that's it. They're going to have videotape from this game. They're going to be able to break it down. There's going to be mistakes during the games, but these players will see them, and it's like, okay, there's certain routes to run in each zone. And they've gone over it during the camp, phase 3 and phase 4 while they're in the bubble in Toronto. They've got some time to practice it. It's a game plan to play specifically against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They want to make sure that's going to work. So they're going to go through that. And then the big thing individually, too, the goaltending. Just feel good, stop the puck, the reactions that the goaltenders are going to have. So they really just want to sharpen things up, Bob, in this preseason game. You only have one, and then you're in the play-in round, which is do or die. So it's an exciting time. It's so great to see these players back, but they're fired up to play against the Bruins, a team that I think is coming into this tournament with the most to prove out of any team in the league.
You talk about the goaltending, and there's a difference between these two teams in that position. Tuukka Rask is going to be the man for the Boston Bruins. Simple as that. He's their starter, clear cut. They know it. For the Blue Jackets, nobody knows who's going to be the starter yet for this team. So I would imagine both guys are going to get an opportunity and are going to get to compete against one another. Besides just stopping the puck, what do they have to show, though, in this game against Boston?
Yeah, they have to show control of the play. I mean, that's one thing with the Columbus Blue Jackets is that the goaltenders are asked, and I guess with any team, give your guys a chance to win the game. You're not going to win the game yourself, but you've got to make the key save at the key time. I say that all the time. And be there and help calm things down in certain moments. So there's going to be a push from the opposition. There's going to be a bouncing puck that goes the wrong way. Be there to bail it out. You can't compound on mistakes with a goaltender that's swimming or guessing in the net. So to answer your question, I would say a goaltender that looks confident in his mobility and how he feels at the time, and not guessing and hoping to make those saves, because you know what, your teammates in front of you, they can see through that. So I think the Blue Jackets will be fine. This is a great opportunity for both these guys to play. Korpisalo, he's going to definitely get some time, and then Merzlikins is going to get in there too. And then from there, they'll make their decision on who gets game 1 against the Maple Leafs.
Well, the Boston Bruins might not have questions as far as goaltending goes, but they still do have questions because they have some forwards that have missed a great deal of time. David Pastrnak, top forward for them. He is, he was exposed to the COVID-19. They set him down. He's been off to the side. Hasn't really been a part of what they're doing. That is obviously a huge loss for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the top 3, the most dynamic players in the National Hockey League. I mean, this guy can play it any way you want. He can set you up. He can score goals. I mean, he's a guy that leads the league in a lot of offensive categories. We know that. But he's a threat every time he's on the ice. He looks like a great teammate. I know he does a lot of Dunkin' Donut commercials. I don't know if you've seen enough of those yet already or not, but, he brings that element to the Bruins. The Bruins, when you think of the Bruins, you think of Rask and Charles right away and Bergeron. And Marchand, excuse me. But the guy that's up and coming is this Pastrnak, who's not up and coming. I don't know why I say that, but he kind of is, because he's got that. He's a game breaker. He's a guy that once you've built the organization and you like the way things are going, he's the guy you can add to really break things open. So, yeah, if he's got to be a factor if the Bruins are going to do anything.
Andre Kasha is a player they picked up from the Anaheim Ducks. Nick Ritchie, they got two other guys that haven't been involved in what's going on for the Boston Bruins. Now, with those guys, from everything you read and watch, they don't seem as concerned. But, look, you know this. When you make a trade with another team to get a forward, you expect that guy, a forward of that caliber, I should say, you expect that guy to be a part of what you're doing in the postseason. And so far, That's not been the case for them.
Yeah, and they have Kasha slotted in higher in the lineup. So now someone else has to play higher in the lineup, where maybe they would think that player that's moved up was probably better suited in a third-line role or a fourth-line role. So when you start messing with your depth and reaching with some players, that's what you get. You kind of get a team that is scrambling a little bit. So that's why they went and got Kasha. Great skater. Love the way he plays. He plays a quiet game, but he can really he's hard to play against, he looks like. So, yeah, with those guys non-factors, but I still think the Boston Bruins, they've had a culture there for such a long time. I think that would have been a luxury to have those guys in. But we'll see. I mean, we know teams are going to deal with injuries. Things are going to happen quick in this tournament. And, yeah, we'll see what happens with those Bruins.
Oh, that's a great point. Things are probably going to happen more quickly in this tournament than we're even used to seeing in the regular Stanley Cup playoffs because, well, the focus, there's going to be so much more focus on what's going on here than there normally is, just because it's only two microscopes, one in Toronto and one in Edmonton, right?
Yeah, well, and the players' focus is there's no distractions. It's the guys are healthy. There's no distractions, and they're all just at a big hockey tournament. So I think if you were going to set up a tournament and you were a coach or a general manager, this would be a dream. So you know, and right now it is a dream to have these guys back on the ice and getting ready for this. So yeah, this is a lot of hockey to watch, and we're excited to have this tonight. Our Blue Jackets back in action and against one of the best teams in the league. I think it's an ideal matchup. If you only had one game to pick, I would have picked to play the Boston Bruins because you know they're going to do it the right way. You know they're going to play hard within their game, and that's good for your team because you want your team's competition level to be high.
That's interesting you say that because I would have asked you, would you have rather seen a team that has a little bit more finesse to it because that's what you're going to get on Sunday when you take on the Toronto Maple Leafs? Would you rather play that style instead of the rough style of the Boston Bruins? Look, Toronto doesn't play like they do, so you're going to get contrasting styles from Thursday to Sunday.
No, because I'm worried about my team and how they're going to jump into this competition. Sometimes when you play a team that's finesse in a preseason game, guess what you start doing? You start finessing. Oh, yeah, this feels good. You get away from it. I don't think the Bruins are going to play that way. I think they're a forecheck-focused team. I think they're a team that has a lot of offense within their grit. They have Marchand can score in such a tight area. So can Pasternak, tight area. Bergeron is such a competitor. This game with the grind and the mindset that these guys have is a perfect way to go in because the Blue Jackets have to have that grind and that detailed game. And if you play against a loosey-goosey team, you could fall in that trap, feel good about yourself, but then you'd have John Tortorella have to say, no. We didn't play that good. We didn't do the things the right way because we can't play that way and expect to have success against the Maple Leafs.
7 o'clock game, Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins. That's a game that Jody Shelley will have for you on Fox Sports Ohio. That starts at 7 o'clock. I've got it on the Blue Jackets radio network. Our pregame starts at 6:30. That's where you will be able to find us. So that's going to do it for today's Rink Report. It's been brought to you by Telhio Credit Union. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Enjoy the game.